Hello all, this is that 83 Honda VF45 Interceptor that I've been working on. If you follow the channel, you know I've got it running now. I've had it out for test drive, but I'm troubleshooting a few issues. I did get the leak at the master cylinder to stop, and I got the leak at the petcock to stop. You can see I've got the cowl off. I got the horn working. I got, I think the speedometer is working now. The headlight is straight. I've been working on polishing up the windshield, but today I'm going to change the oil, and I'm going to show you how to do it. It should be the same on all of the Honda V4 bikes of the era, whether it's an Interceptor, a Sabre, a Magna. I think they're all pretty much the same. So I'm going to walk you through how to do it. First thing I got to do, start it up and warm up the engine. Alright, we've got her all warmed up now, so let me shut her down. I was going to show you the temp gauge, but you want to get it into the normal operating temperature just to make sure that oil is all circulating around. With the engine warm, we're going to come down to the oil fill plug on the right side of the bike. Just open that up so it's got room to breathe. The next step is to get underneath, and that right there is the oil drain plug. That's going to be a 17mm bolt. So I'm going to get at the socket and get that. Of course, I need to get the drain pan in first. Make sure you don't burn yourself on the hot exhaust. While that's draining, look at our plug. I'm surprised it's it's a non-magnetic plug. I would have expected a magnet on the end, but oh well. Get that cleaned up. The next thing we're going to need to do, since we're changing the oil filter, is take out this belly pan. And there are 4 screws. There's this one, and 2 corresponding ones on the other side. So with the belly pan out of the way, we just need to loosen up the radiator here so we can swing it out of the way. Get to the oil filter, which is right here. So I was going to try and use my oil filter wrench, but it does not look like there's a good way to fit it in there. Might just squeeze on. I'm almost worried that I'll end up problems trying to get it back out. I'll give this strap style wrench a shot and see if this works. Get this in there. See if the rubber strap wrench will get there. That worked much easier. So it's turning now. Take the wrench out of there. Turn this by hand. All right. So when I pulled that filter off, I didn't like the fact that it appeared to be smaller in diameter than the replacement filter, and it's true, it is smaller. But I went and measured the important part, which is the rubber O-ring, so I could compare it against the sealing surface, and we got 62 millimeters here. And when I look at the one that we took off, we've got 62 millimeters there. So this should be fine. I don't like that it's bigger. It might make it more difficult to get in there, but we're gonna go ahead and run with it. So I'm just gonna clean off the mating surface, the flat surface on the engine a little bit, and then I'm gonna give this a smear of oil, fill it with a little bit of fresh, and get it in there. Anytime you're putting a new oil filter on, you don't want to get it on too tight. It's just going to make it hard to get off next time. So you want to get it till the rubber seat meets the engine, and then turn it about another 3/4 to a turn after. That should be good. So now before we put the radiator back in, I'm going to get the drain plug back in because it's all drained out. That's another thing, you want to make sure you don't over tighten because those things have been known to strip out, and that would suck. All right, so that's sealed up. Get this wiggle around back to where it belongs. Before I get this belly pan out, I'm going to try and clean it out because you can see it's just full of crap and more of that fuzzy stuff we found out by the front brakes. So, yuck. As we say in my home, it's not clean, but it's cleaner. So I ended up breaking out each of the components inside so I could clean those as well and get all that maybe cat hair out of there. But it's all cleaned up now. It's really simple. There's just this piece is going to, there's going to be one screw right there, and it tucks in up at the top, and then these two tabs fit into there, and there's one screw that goes from the bottom. So just 2 screws to get these out. Getting this back on should be just as simple as getting it off with the 4 screws. go get the two on the other side. With that all buttoned up, all we got to do is lower it, put some oil in it, fire it up, double check for any leaks, and we're done. Unfortunately, I can't really show you the filling it up with oil and the running it to check for leaks because I just realized I don't have enough oil. I'm about a quart shy. So I'm going to probably run out, get some of that. Anytime you're putting oil in a motorcycle, make sure it's motorcycle specific. Car oil has friction modifiers and it can make your clutch slip. So make sure it's a good motorcycle oil. There are several out there. A lot of the times I'll just default to the Honda dyno oil. Otherwise there's a Castrol Activio that I use sometimes. But I've been hearing really good things about Motul, and I've been thinking about checking them out. I know Motul is a little bit more expensive, but it's not that much in the grand scheme of things. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to pick up some oil, top this off, fire it up. If you're interested in this project, check out the other videos I've had on it. It was a non-runner when it came to my garage. Few things that I'm trying to sort out on it. And then hopefully we'll rotate a different project in here and get this back to its owner. So unfortunately, I've got to put a pause on the V45 Interceptor project. We're having a hard time finding a rear shock to replace the collapsed ones that is within the project budget, we'll say. There's a new old stock one in the Netherlands that's like $1,300, but it's just not really quite worth it for this bike. If you happen to have an Interceptor with a rear shock that would fit on here, please get in touch with the channel, let me know. I am kind of still working on trying to polish up and clear up the windshield before I put the cowl back on, and I've obviously got the oil filled up. You can see I've got some new oil on the shelf back there. But I'm going to rotate this out of here, and I think my next video is probably going to be on this pair of Yamaha DT125s, as I'm starting to work on those. But then I'm also going to have a video on an SV650. The same guy who owns this Interceptor has one of those that he'd like to get running because he's about to sell it. I don't know what that needs yet, but if you find this content interesting, please do like, subscribe, comment. I love to get comments, and I'm always happy to spitball if you've got something going on with your own project. Anyway, that's all for now. Cheers. As always, thanks for watching.